Dragons.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Everybody's laughing. Anyway, welcome to the very first episode of Between Two Brians. And Between Two Brians, we ought to come up with something good in the next few minutes. Anyway, I'm the co-host. I'm just sharing the glory here. I'm editor, publisher, a writer, award-winning writer, broadcaster, and former mortician's assistant, Brian K. Morris. And we will be bringing in my man, the legend, the one, the only, we can only hope, dignity constantly, Mr. Brian Rodman. Brian, how are you?
I'm alive. It's wonderful to be back on a show again. Yes. Hello, my sweet, sweet Brian. How are you?
Hello, darling. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. And everyone, I am Brian Rodman, brianrodman.com. I am an author and an illustrator, and former host of the Dastardly Dingoes podcast and co-host on Comic Book Spectrum, which I'm still there. Well, I'm back, so it's very confusing.
More often than I am usually.
Yes, well, yeah, but you know, so we're here, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I really do.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do this for quite some time. I think I made up that graphic for fun, like last year or something, didn't I? And sent it to you?
That sounds right. At least this one, I think we do have our clothes on in this one.
Well,
so.
This one, yeah. The other one,
yes.
is not safe for work. Yeah.
Oh, heavens no.
Bad Bug Comic Books would make a book out of that. So.
Yeah. And there's way too many of those.
Indeed.
But anyway, it's a delight. It is, there aren't many people who would say, Brian, I want to do a show. Will you drop everything you're doing in your highly successful career and all the the subtle things you do? And you're one of the few people I would say yes to. So here we are.
Well, I knew that and took advantage of you for it. So there we go.
And I like it. I like being taken advantage of, and I've got the photos to prove it. But anyway, we are going to be here every other week. Yes, every other week. So set your clocks. We will definitely not be shy about telling you when we're on and when we might not be on, because poop occurs. And yeah, so like right now, there is a weather front going through the Midwest.
Right. So if I just completely, if I'm in the middle of talking and I just if that happens, it's because a tornado has struck my house. Send your thoughts and prayers. So,
and I'll start the Indiegogo campaign for you.
Thank you, yes.
Yeah, and if we start hearing the Lollipop Guild in the background, we'll know.
Yeah, then we're in trouble.
We'll call him Eric Hawkins. That's what we'll do.
So yeah, tonight we're gonna be talking about a topic. Brian, did we have any sponsorships to throw out there first?
Why, what a coincidence, Brian. It just so happens we do. First of all, we want to thank both of our Patreon subscribers. Now, Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can support your favorite creators directly. And we are blessed to be able to do what we do because of our patrons. And in return for their support, they get a few extra things every now and then. Like I have at the minimum for $1 a month, I do 2 blogs a week, which I've got to work on one tomorrow because I'm behind. And Brian, what name some of the groovy stuff you give?
I do a random art dump, so I will just send you high resolution illustrations that I've done that I have that you can keep. They're for you to print out on your own, put as your wallpaper on your computer. I also do weekly, bi-weekly, whenever my health allows, I do a vlog, a video vlog, just for Patreon. So no one else gets to see it. It's not on TikTok, not on Facebook, Instagram. It's just for my Patreon folks. And more to come, because I have been doing I've also in the past been uploading chapters from my upcoming novel, Memoirs of an Angel, The Gray Pilgrim, #always promote. I'm not going to announce it this week, the closer we get to whenever the Kickstarter launch will occur, this is the show you all will be the first ones to know live when we'll announce it here. But anyway, yeah, so I've got some goodies for my patrons as well. And I can't thank them enough. They are the foundation that keeps my artistic endeavors going.
Right, and they definitely keep the rising tide moving on my end. So if you want to check out what we do, go to www.patreon.com, and in my case, look for Brian K. Morris, all one word, all lowercase. And Brian, how are you listed?
Brian Rodman, all lowercase, all one word. Simple as that.
How easy are we making it, Brian? I ask you.
How easy are we? Yeah.
You're about to find out. Two Brian's, one cup. But anyway, check. Brian's starting early. The one on the left. But anyway, please check us out on Patreon. Also, we want to thank Plasma Fire Graphics and Jeffrey Hayes. Plasma Fire Graphics, when look your book matters to you, because don't let anybody tell you that a book, you can't judge a book by its cover. I've done a couple shows recently, featuring my brand new book available on Amazon. Cover. Yeah, isn't that gorgeous? It's
gorgeous. The first time I saw that, because I was following the Terrors when you were releasing it on Patreon, and then when I saw that, I was like, "This is perfect." Jeffrey is so talented.
He's so
freaking talented.
He is.
And honestly, as a fellow artist, it disgusts me, really.
Yeah, and he's a really nice guy and easy to deal with and everything. I'm probably a bigger jerk than he is. So don't disagree with me, Brian. But anyway,
I won't. No.
Thank you. No, I've done a couple shows.
No, you've edited some of my books. I understand.
Yes, and now you know what a jerk I am. But anyway, but the thing is, I've done a couple shows in person, and what was really fun is this is a book I haven't had to pitch to half the people that picked it up. They just take one look at this cover and say, that look good in my library. And so if you want that kind of talent, and he does like wraparound stuff, also does the social media graphics thing, check out his Facebook page for Plasma Fire Graphics, and then go over to plasmafiregraphics.com, and you'll see more samples, and you can ask him about his indie creator-friendly pricing. And boy, howdy, this guy ought to be charging a lot more. Don't tell him that until I've gotten all my covers from him, though, okay? But anyway, that's Plasma Fire Graphics, and the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. Is that not right, Brian?
It is a very, very correct, sir.
Yes. And so, oh my God, I just looked at the number of comments we have already.
Oh,
46.
Right. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's what everybody. I said. Or words to that extent. So we're going to try to plow through a few of them. We are not going to be able to read all of them simply because of the volume. But we at least want to, say hello to everybody. First in the gate is Carl Witzman, just when you thought it's safe to go back into the internet. Oh yeah. And Carl, we're glad to see you, brother. And Kelly Carlisle, or Kelly Austin, as her friends know her. Worlds will live, worlds will die when two Brians meet. Hi, friends. It's Kelly Austin. Check out Bishop Kincaid on Amazon, newly re-edited with another Jeffrey Hayes cover, and it's good stuff.
Kelly and I have teamed up for something that's coming out later on this year, so I'm gonna let her make those announcements. So there we go.
Yes, and I am involved. I may be involved in the same thing. I'm not sure.
I think you are. Yes.
Indeed. Yeah, I think I'm the front of the parade there. But anyway, everyone's saying hello to each other, and Carl just got home from playing euchre. Oh, how cool! And let's see, we'll just put that on there. Everybody can see, and work on everything but my writing. Oh, hon, please take care of yourself. Days. All right.
Yeah.
But see, nothing's stopping her. All right. And then we've got a familiar name here from the Decimal Small Press Publisher, Saturday nights at 10, and also Comic Book Spectrum, Thursday nights at 8 o'clock, occasionally featuring one or both of us. Euchre, one of these days, I'll learn how to play that. Also, Pinochle and Bridge. People say Bridge is similar to Whist, which I know how to play. And Bridge is very similar to Euchre, actually. So, basically the same set of rules. But anyway, we're glad to have you here, Joe D. McVie. And everyone's talking to each other. And we also have Donna Carly. Glad to see you here as always, Donna. And the independent creator Joe is here. Getting ready to head to dinner, but just got the notification for the show. I'll have to catch the rerun. We welcome you coming back.
We'll be there, sir.
Oh yeah, we're always here. We're on the internets now, so we don't go away. And anyone who's watching us on the rerun, we do appreciate you being here. Please leave us comments, and we'll try to have a talk with you too. And Joe Dog McKeel has joined us of HalloCon and Stupid O'Clock Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. on Saturday nights. Good to have you. Yeah, what the fuss is about, it's us being fussy, what it is. And Dawn Doulis got to spend the day with her all day on Saturday in Feller, Indiana. And the one, the only Willow Schuyler. Good evening to you, sweetheart. Mwah, glad to have you here. Check out Back of the Cereal Box. This lady does some incredible broadcasting there, all right? And Kelly's again wished a happy belated birthday. And Dawn's losing her days now. It happens when you reach my age a lot. And here we go. Brian squared.
Indeed. But we're not squares, or are we? I don't know. You be the judge.
I'm more of a parallelogram myself, but
I'm just a phantom. I don't know what I am. So
okay.
I failed geometry.
He's the ghost that walks.
Yeah, exactly.
For those of you who came in late. And the one, the only Michaela Jaden Watt, close on. Oh, I clicked on the wrong show. But you notice that you don't see what we're wearing below the screen. Or not wearing. See? Anyway, everyone's saying hello, and everyone's saying hello. And Kelly is 55, pretending I'm 19. I'm 67, and I'm hoping to hit 10 next week.
I'm 37 going on 85, so there we go.
Yep. I'm having those days too. Oh, what's the sound? Tornado horns are blaring now. Louis Bright Light Raven, it is so good to see you, my friend. Very talented artist, wonderful human being. Glad you could make it, my friend. And here we go. Hail B&B, the Bryans in the Bowl. There we go. There we go. And everyone's saying hello to each other. And Willow has a message for the nation here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the broadcast. And yes, definitely share the broadcast. Take a moment and give us a like, a love, whatever platform you're watching on, because it helps us with the algorithms.
Or perish. You got to add that on there. You got to know what's at stake.
Okay, then keep your secrets.
That is my sister-in-law, Kim Cox.
Oh, hi, Kim.
So that is Robin's sister. Yes.
Oh, very
she is
cool.
A wonderful human being.
Oh, well, speaking of wonderful human beings, we have Dave Noe here of Charlton Neo and other endeavors. Glad to have you here, Dave. It's a long time since I've talked to you, brother. And who's bed and who's breakfast? Well, we kind of take turns being breakfast, which is the most important meal of the day.
Yeah, I'll be second breakfast. How's that?
Sloppy second breakfast, right?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Dave Noe says you may be squared, but I am mostly pie. And who doesn't love pie? I ask you. Now, Kelly Austin has an interrogative for you, Brian Rodman. I will massage you tomorrow. Oh wait, message you tomorrow.
It's not that kind of show, or is it?
Yeah. Oh, it's sliding straight into the sewer with me in charge. Anyway, Brian Rodman, I will message you tomorrow sometime about an emergency artwork needed for anthology if you're available.
All right. Let's do it. Let me know.
Love your art, which I do too. And I gotta say, Steve Allen used to say, all seriousness aside, I am not only a friend of this guy. We are not only having a great bromance here, but I'm a fan.
Oh,
this guy is crazy. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Stop it, Brian. In fact, I have some issues of your comic
I've got some
book.
issues too. Don't worry.
I got volumes, brother. I got more issues than Time magazine. But anyway, you see what I keep here is my security blanket.
Oh,
so anyway,
look at that.
Check that out. It is a fantastic comic book series. Check out brianrodman.com and get yourself some good stuff, okay? So anyway, we were glad to have you all here. And we see how quickly we caught up with everything.
That's because you're like a wizard at the comments section. I feel like, have you ever done have you ever been an auctioneer?
No, but I have studied how they do it.
Man, I feel like you would be able to do that. Like, obviously, you did I'd have an asthma attack in the middle of it all, and no one would get any money, and I'd be dead. But you're very good. You can do this very quickly.
I think I got bit in a former life by the guy that used to sell those micro machines. Remember him?
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, I found some old videos of him on YouTube. There's a lot of them. I think the guy's phenomenal, and he's got a great voice. But he did a thing where I think it was some short novel by Charles Dickens or somebody like that, and you hear just basically consonants like blah, 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 and for about 25 seconds or so, and he said, "I just recited the whole book to you. Slow this down, and you'll find out I'm right."
Oh my gosh, that's like that's a superpower. That really
that is.
Like,
I mean,
that is amazing.
Yeah, this guy is an Avenger.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Hulk smash. Yeah. Micro Machines guy talk fast.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you think you got a burn with glorious purpose. Wait till you hear what I've got. So, so anyway, we've also got some more comments. But Robin, to work, keep them alive. Hire Brian Rodman. There we go.
That's important.
And we have a very important special guest here. You'll be glad to know Sarah has joined us. The lovely and delightful Sarah. OMG, I made it. I have no idea how I made it from the AMC to getting crock-pot meatballs and logged on in 15 minutes. I had crock-pot meatballs one night, and it was very painful.
Look, I'm sad. I dream about crock-pot meatballs. That sounds amazing, and I haven't had dinner yet, so I think that might have inspired me.
Yeah, so
we'll see.
This is now going to be
how much energy I have after this.
This is now 20-minute shows you race off to get Robin get you dinner. So
you're right, exactly.
And talking to Mr. Witzman, Dark Hope, I think I found a wormhole to make it in that little time. And Sarah, please tell me you're caffeinated with a walkie and talkie. And now here we go. Now this shows Sarah. We've gotten the nod from. You're my favorite Sarah. So love you, hon. And
I know way too many Sarahs to say that.
That could be.
There are so many Sarahs, Brian. There are so many Sarahs. Like Robin and I have to use full names because half of our female friends are Sarah.
Yeah, and I have to do that because I have a lot of Charles in my life, so I have to refer to them in Cookie's corner of the world by their last name. Or anyway, it would be like half of them I'm mad at and half of them I love. So it's like, okay, she's narrowed it down to half at least.
Right, yeah. These are the Charleses we don't speak of.
Exactly. Yes. Like Charles Voldemort, But anyway, get up there. Here we go. Hey, Desky won't stay up on comments so fast now. I'm bouncing off the walls. And Kim Cox says so many Sarahs.
Yes, she knows. Yes. She knows. There's way too many Sarahs.
But there is only one Sarah.
That is true. So. She's my favorite Sarah.
Mine too. And by the way, Sarah will be with me at Eclipse Con this year as my assistant.
Oh, that'll be fun. Where is Eclipse Con?
It's going to be at this in Illinois, Southern Illinois University Student Center in Carbondale, Illinois. And if I was smart, I'd have it memorized. So fortunately, that's why I bring a book. That will be April 6th and 7th.
Oh.
And I will be there with many, many Rising Tide people, and it will be a glorious, glorious time. It'll be a lot of fun. So
I will be at a show with the Rising Tide folks. We did one together where I was there.
That's right. We did
at Imaginarium here in Louisville.
That's right.
Which I've got to get back over there. I've heard. I talked to Holly and Steven before Christmas. I was on their show. I think it was before. Time has no meaning for me anymore. And at one point in history, I was on their show recently, and they said they've revamped a lot of stuff. So I'm excited to check it out. Robin and I are still figuring out if we're going to be able to make it this year or next year. Definitely next year, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to get back there next year. I've got some shows that I need to get back to. And that's definitely one of them. So,
yeah.
And let's see, we got some more. We're never going to get to our subject.
I was going to say we do have a topic, but every's
really. Well, we'll save it for next time. If you guys love it so much, we'll take it. And don't you two? And quote the Raven, Sarah, you guys are missing the puns. Now, come on. And just wait a darn minute. The actual eclipse isn't until April 8th. You see, that's the nice thing.
Don't worry about it.
No, you see, here's the fun thing. The last time they had Eclipse Con, when they had the previous eclipse come over the Midwest, that was also for the Monday after the original Eclipse Con. The one thing was, I was driving, out of there to get back to Indiana, going up I-57, which pretty much goes through the entire middle center of Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny because I was heading north, and it was me and two other cars. Heading south, however, in 2 lanes of traffic was a solid solid lines of headlights. Ooh. People trying to get down there.
That's like Independence Day.
Yeah, except I'm running to the aliens. You know,
right, yeah.
And it was that way.
You know what? Bring them on. Bring them on.
Oh yeah.
At this point, let's just do it. I'm ready. My body's ready.
Me too, man. I'm ready to punch me an alien or two. So
no, I'll just join them.
Oh yeah, well there's that too. They got only vehicles. I can take those.
I'm up for a new adventure.
Yeah, but the thing is that line held up all the way up to Champaign, Illinois, which was about 3 hours worth of driving.
Oh wow.
And it still went like all the way up north when I turned off to head to Indiana. So I thought it was
straight at it.
Sorry?
Did you look just straight at the eclipse?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it burned 2 holes in the back of my skull. It was pretty painful, but I kind of liked it.
Didn't get superpowers though.
No, I didn't. Damn,
I feel lied to. After I watched Heroes and then I saw an eclipse, I got worse. My health got worse. So that's the opposite of what you want to happen.
Damn aliens! No wonder we're building a wall around Earth. Yeah. And we have a weather report from our weather girl, Sarah. We're under tornado warnings this evening and tonight. I'll get even more hyper because storms energize me. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle.
Yeah. Like everybody, from where I am, is it going to hit you guys, Brian?
I haven't heard that it is.
Oh, I think
it fears me.
All I know is I say
fears me.
It might. There's just one. There's just a gap.
Yeah,
that you know,
everything's just going around.
It goes around, and it just becomes the eye of the storm when it hits you.
Actually, it isn't me. It's Cookie.
Yeah, that's true. Cookie. I don't fear Cookie because there's been she's never physically hit me or yelled at me. But it's like the respect that you would have, a fear that you would have of God. It's that healthy fear. That if you get out of line, Cookie will just end you.
That's true. And I won't say that. I'm not going to say that I haven't been struck by her, and I'm not going to say where. There is a reason why we don't have kids.
There's surgeries for that, Cookie. Don't do it. No, this is easier and cheaper.
Yeah. Next thing I know, I've got a crack in the top of my skull. But anyway, Kelly Austin says, truly, if I may say, Brian, and I'm going to assume she means you, your art is so pulpish.
Just for fun, let's just say it's you.
Oh, no, it says your art is so pulpish, and I can't.
You draw pictures.
I draw pictures that look like I should have a telethon named after me.
That's not true at all. I have a book.
That's true. You do.
But I have your art, sir, and it is not bad at all. It's actually good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm rusty though. I have not used my hand for art in quite some time. We won't go into what I have used it for though. Your use of shadow continuing in your work is mesmerizing. Now don't let it go to your head. Please, Kelly, name the body part you would like it to go to though. And well, that's what BKM gets for saying he was caught up with the comments. Yeah, that'll teach me. You'd think I would learn by now. And Lewis says, the total pick, you're going ice skating out in tornado. You're braver than I am. And no ice fallout spring Illinois weather in February. And she continues, BKM knows how I feel about Shambana. Yeah. We will not speak of that thing. Anyway, tornado warning north of us right now. Dawn, please be careful. Please be safe, hon. And Cookie was our table neighbor yesterday, and she brought BKM with on Saturday. You can see where the priority here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's appropriate. I think that's a good priority.
I'm not denying it either. Yeah. So anyway, and Willow Schuyler says, we had a snowstorm hit us last night. Oh, wow. This morning, our weather system is catching up for the lack of winter.
See this thing. Yesterday, we had a record high of 77 degrees.
Yeah.
Today, it got up to like 70-ish something.
Yeah, same here.
And then tomorrow it's going to be 35.
Yeah,
I'm going to die. Like, that's just going to happen. Like, that is the demise of Brian. Right.
Welcome to the one and only episode of Between Two Brians. And Dawn is supposed to get snow in the morning. We are, but it's only supposed to be a dusting. Of course, last time I saw that from the weather service, it said you're just going to get like 1/10 of an inch. Next thing I know, okay, be sure to be ready for that 3 inches. And I'm like, what?
See, that makes me angry because I live in Louisville where snow runs away.
Yes,
it happens all around us.
Right.
But because we're right on the river and we're full of concrete, the clouds just dissipate.
Right.
But I mean, school did get let out because of wind. Last month. And so like we will get out of school, like school places will just close down. The whole city will shut down. It's gonna snow. It's gonna snow.
Yeah.
A couple flakes and then it's over. And I'm like, but people still don't know how to drive in it. It drives me crazy.
I'll tell you the one place I used to live that would come to a complete halt, and I thought unjustifiably, was Washington, D.C. But when you figure that there's so many transients
a halt every time.
Oh, I know. But there's so many transients there from all over that they were calling for like an inch and a half of snow, and they were starting to pull buses off the streets, the city buses off the street, and sent the kids home early. Yeah. And I'm like,
I mean, that's the same way here. That's what we do. Yeah.
Oh,
we're scared.
Yeah. Not you, courageous one. And Sarah goes,
stay inside.
Yeah, really. And I can verify this because they let me watch. Okay. It ain't easy being wheezy, says Kim Cox. Man, been waking up with all the asthma allergies because of this stupid weather. And Brian, you are like me. The weather does not like me, says Dawn Dula. So between con, coma, and weather change, it's been rough. And Sarah says, I'm glad all the lightning will be going on when I'm not driving in it at night. That's blinding. Oh, I agree with you. And I agree with you. Okay. And
well, let's get to this topic.
Yeah, let's go for it. Start it up, brother. Start it up.
All right. Well, so if you've not, unless you've been under a rock, which this always happens. It's something new comes out, either in animation, in comics, or in movies, and anyone where there's some new kind of representation of someone who isn't, white, male, whatever, it's considered woke. And so there's a big thing now where X-Men 97, right? The sequel series, and I'm very excited about it because I loved the 90s X-Men show. Was wonderful. And this is its sequel, and it looks really good, and I'm excited about it. Well, Morph, who is for those of you who do not know, not a very popular character to begin with. I mean, I never cared about the character. I might now because he's more interesting now, or they're more interesting now. It's been said that they will be a non-binary character. Morph is the whole. It's like Mystique. They transform. What's the word I'm looking for, Brian? Help me. Thank you. They're a shapeshifter, and so if you're gonna pick a character to be non-binary, that kind of makes sense. Right? Like, and really the topic isn't that. That's not the point. The point is throughout the history of comic books, and Brian, you know much more than I do about the history of comic books. But the wokeism has always been in comics. Comic books have always represented, especially in Marvel, have always represented minority groups and people of color and social issues, even if it didn't have anything to do really with minority issues or with minority groups. Social issues were talked about and discussed. And so this idea that when did the X-Men go woke, or when did comics go, they've always, like, I feel like we need to like define what woke is in this situation, right? Because what I would say is it's what they're saying is woke is just representation of minority groups are talking about social issues. I mean, would you disagree with that, Brian?
Not in the least, actually. I would, and I've highlighted some comments that we'll revisit before we get to the end of the show with any luck. But no, as I posted the other day, I think it was on one of your comments that I never realized that having a conscience and wanting to have representation for the unrepresented is a bad thing. Wasn't this country founded on the idea of, in one case, taxation without representation?
Yeah.
And I will say, given the history of, history of comics, yeah, comics have sometimes not done people of color or people with different sexual preferences or what have you any favors. I mean, the 30s and 40s were horrifying if you go back and look at them. I mean, there's a reason why there is a 2-year, like a 25 issue run of Captain Marvel Adventures where Cap is fighting like his whole rogues gallery across the country. And it's supposedly a beautiful, beautiful, two-fisted type of adventure. And, the stuff that, Captain Marvel is famous for. But DC won't reprint it because there's a character named Steamboat in there. And he looks like the stereotypical minstrel show type of African American, unfortunately. Yeah. And a lot of comics did that too. Young Allies had one. So you have to ask yourself, it's like, do you want the representation if it's going to be an insult? Right. But in time, this evened out to the point, and you mentioned Marvel Comics, and I think they led the fight for equality in comics with characters like Gabe Jones, Bill Foster, T'Challa, and DC in their war comics had a couple of African American characters like an Easy Company, and they're fighting like elbow to elbow with Little Sure Shot and Bulldozer and everybody, and it isn't made a big deal of. Yeah, they're there because they're worthy of being there. Right. And we're getting better at it, I think. I like to think we are. But there is a distinct, I want to call them, vocal minority. I think most people are on board with more representation or an ambivalence towards it because from the idea that it doesn't affect me and I'm just as glad to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the best way, in all seriousness, the best way to understand where someone else comes from is in a story form is to give them correct representation, which either means it's written by someone who is of that whatever, right? Fill in the blank. Or someone who has, who is well steeped in that culture. They know people very well. They have a good accountability system of people who can say, hey, this is right, this is wrong. That's how we get to know people. That's how we understand certain perspectives is listening and getting to know folks who come from different perspectives than us. That's, and whether or not after you've heard them out and you see, their plights and their issues and their whatever, whether or not you agree with anything, at least you understand them better. And so I can't understand why people are against that, representing people to better understand them. Now I do think that there is a flip side to that. And that kind of goes along the lines with what, it's not the same as misrepresenting people like they did in the 40s. But also, with the thing that I have come into, my own little twitchy problems with, is when you're trying to tell a story and you're representing someone, and it's really just coming across as like a lecture. It's bad writing. It's bad, character development, that kind of stuff. Now that I can get on board with having a problem with that, because that kind of leans into either you care so much about the message that you're trying to share that you don't care enough about the character development and storytelling and dialogue and all the things that would make up a story. Really, you just need to take that and, take it to the streets and peck it and, get a, go through different routes. Storytelling might just not be for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, for example, we have a theater program here in Louisville, generations old, called Actors Theater. Wonderful, wonderful production company. For years before the pandemic, they had 2 shows that were annual that everyone always looked forward to. One was Dracula, the best adaptation of Dracula I've ever seen was at Actors Theater. And then they did A Christmas Carol. Well, last year and the year before that, they kind of did away with the traditional Dracula. Everybody was very sad, and they replaced it with a new version of Dracula, which I'm okay with. Different adaptations, totally fine. It's called Dracula: A Feminist's Revenge, which again, very on the nose in the title already, but I wanted to give it a chance because I love the novel. The novel's my favorite book.
Yeah,
ever.
It's a genius
book. It's super misogynistic. Okay, like there are feministic parts, but it's super in the language that it uses, very misogynistic. So like I'm okay with adding a feminist twist to this. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
My gosh, the production value was wonderful as always. Actor Smeator's great. It was the script. I felt like someone handed me a brochure of a women's suffrage movement and
virtue signaling.
Like there was just really no there was no subtlety, there was no creativity in sharing that message and how you told the story. It was literally just like Van Helsing was a black woman, which is great. I love that. That's fine. Her only purpose there was to spout out feminist lines over and over and over and over and over again, and she said the same things over and over again. So I feel like that kind of stuff is problematic, right? Like that's so to me, if you're going to represent minorities, you're going to represent social issues, you're going to do that kind of stuff, do it well. Don't just regurgitate things that have already been said in lectures and all that. So I don't know. I feel like that's the darker side of this. That's the flip side that I've heard and experienced is a problem. So go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say that I agree with you completely on that. I find virtue signaling abhorrent.
Yeah.
And I prefer the type of storytelling where people are just treated equally.
Yeah. They're all just normal people.
Yeah, and show that this is, an accepted way to think. This is an accepted way to accept people. And granted, that you can point out, like I do a lot of historical fiction, and I'm, mea culpa.
Wonderful book, by the way. Completely, check out my review on Amazon for everybody out there. It says everything that you'd want to know about this book. Phenomenal with what you did.
Thank you. And there's another thing to point out the inequities, and there's plenty to go around.
Yeah.
But nowadays we should all know better.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of parallels I was trying to do in my book and in the sequel I'm writing. Which, by the way, I've told this story before. Yes, I had a troll on one of the pages on Facebook who I had my notice up for the sale of the book. It wasn't even 10 minutes and he was after me because I had apparently ruined his childhood in one fell swoop. And
what a fragile childhood, man.
I know, man. It's like you should be calling Child Protective Services, not me.
I know.
But he went on and on about, in fact, he went back about a week later and started attacking the storytelling, saying, well, race swapping is the worst kind of storytelling. It's lazy and it's awful and exploitive. And I was like, you haven't even read it, dumbass.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I blocked him for one thing. Yeah. And then I thought, now I keep telling people fueled by spite, right? That's my hashtag. Okay. And I'm petty. I admit on some issues, I am petty as hell. And I thought, how can I piss this guy off? And I thought, well, I could dedicate the next book to him.
Oh, no. Are you really?
No, I did something even better.
Okay.
I did something even worse.
Oh, no.
I'm writing a sequel.
Oh, okay.
So I'm giving him more of what, torqued him off in the first place. So, that's that. And I'm going to make money at it, too. So it's even better. So, yeah.
And I mean, really, like for those of you who have seen the HBO series Watchmen, which is a sequel series to the graphic novel, not the Zack Snyder movie, by the way. They do something similar with Hooded Justice.
Right.
And I love that because it doesn't
the parallel. That was
it's very similar. I mean, it's not like carbon copy by any means, but it's just a similar flavor. Is you're taking this what everyone thought was your stereotypical white superhero, and you changed it up to make it more interesting because actually this superhero is black. And everyone was made to believe they were white. And that's just such a complicated, interesting story and character dynamic that I mean, you know, the way I always, when people come out of the woodwork and they're like, my childhood's ruined. Really?
Good.
Well, my question is, does the thing that it's based on still exist? Then your childhood isn't ruined.
Yeah, and why are you getting so excited about a character that lost his title in 1950?
Yeah, that too. And then you know what that says? Maybe people lost interest. You know, I mean, and so this gives the character life. It's a fresh life, a new take. I love that kind of stuff. And so I don't know. So yeah, like that's why, like, when, like with Morph, kind of circling back around, like I genuinely am interested to see what they do with this character now, where I didn't give a crap about Morph before. You know what I mean? Like, I did not care about him. I mean, he was a throwaway character before. Now they're, now they're interesting. And I don't know and I will say, like, if everything they say is a non-binary comment, then yeah, that's annoying. You know what I mean? But I doubt they'll do that. I don't know what they'll do, but I'm interested because they changed it up. So,
and it makes perfect sense. It's logical as opposed to a character that just comes out of left field and is suddenly changed into that.
Like, if
the only exception I would say is
Magneto,
Alan Scott. Alan Scott makes perfect sense.
Yes. I like that. I
love his stuff.
Yeah. But like, if you did that with Magneto, okay. I mean, it would be a new take, but that's a bold move. You know what I mean? That's a bold move to take a character who is absolutely male and man, is a man, and to make him that. But Morph could be whoever Morph wants to be at any moment. Mystique too, right? So
it makes perfect sense.
It makes sense to me. I don't know.
Me too, because a character who may not have a let's call it a fixed shape.
Yeah.
Like Mystique has been shown to appear like different people for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah.
And that's got to mess with your head somewhat.
Oh,
I would
sure.
think.
Yeah.
So you never know. And we're getting some really good comments here.
Yeah, let's jump back in.
Yeah, let's get to them. We've got like 22 of them. So anyway, Kelly Austin says, so let me get right to it. Woke and cancel culture are nothing but labels used by some persons in an effort to masquerade fallacies in the person who can't deal with opinions and social change. And I think that's it. People at their heart, a number of them do not like to change and do not want their world or anyone else's that revolves around them to change.
Yeah, and I would add, piggybacking off of what Kelly just said.
Yeah.
Woke. Like, we had to define it at the beginning of the show, or at the beginning of talking about this, because it doesn't mean anything anymore to half the people.
Really.
It's a buzzword. It's things that it's a word that you say to get a rise out of people, and they have emotions before they think. And there are many words like this, many terms like this, good and bad, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to pump the brakes and kind of be like, okay, what do we mean here? Like, what are we saying? What do we actually mean when we say woke? What do we actually mean, because your definition of woke may not be mine, right?
Because I gave mine.
Yeah. So, if you're saying something and meaning something else, and I'm saying the same word and meaning something different, well, then we're just talking out of our ass at that point.
Right.
So yeah, I agree, Kelly.
Yeah, very much so. Same here. And I can tell you, there's a cliche, and when I hear woke now, it means, my definition of woke means I don't want to engage with you from this point on. They say, go woke, go broke.
Not true, huh?
Nope. Not in the least. This is the fastest selling book in the Rising Tide catalog.
Really?
Yes.
Well, congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
I mean, well deserved. I would say it's the best thing you've done. and I mean that. I really
think so
it
too.
Is.
I don't know who wrote it, but I really enjoyed it. But anyway,
Cookie wrote it. Let's be honest.
It must have been Cookie. Yeah. She'll take credit for it. Dave Noe says, "I'm not even woke. Welcome to our world." But as a writer, it makes perfect sense to me that someone named Morph would be non-binary. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Sarah says when it's oversaturated and everything, it gets to be a bit much. And like we said, it can be used as a bludgeon. Look how much I care. And at which point I don't.
Right. Or studios use it and they don't care. Right. Like studios will just shove it down your throat in a terrible way.
Right.
Just to make money. And it's like in Pride Month, every company becomes gay.
Yes.
And it's because they're trying to sell stuff. It's a brand. Right. It's a pitch. Right. That's it. They don't care.
Yeah. And I have a conversation with Cookie this morning about this, and she agreed with me that I had a deliberate promotion plan for this book.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who did not promote the book very much during Black History Month?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Huh. I didn't want to be seen as exploiting it.
You know what? I respect that. I didn't even think about that, to be honest with you.
I mean, I have a pinned post on my personal page and on the Rising Tide Facebook page.
Yeah.
And that's about all I did, except mention it on my broadcasts.
Yeah.
So I did not want anyone to think that I was doing this type of book just to tap into a certain zeitgeist. So
but most studios would do the exact opposite.
Exactly.
And do the exact opposite. I mean, I think that is a lot of I think that is, some people are just bigots and racists, period. That sometimes that's just the case. But I do think there are people like Disney, does, kind of go overboard sometimes with this stuff. So I get it. Like sometimes companies do it so much that it does feel, it doesn't feel genuine. And when it doesn't feel genuine, people can tell. And I think that's a part of it. I think sometimes people are just like, they're sick of it because it's not a genuine thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And Louis Bright Raven says, woke slang for anybody who isn't a straight white heterosexual male. That's why for years I've identified as a lesbian. So anyway.
I have identified as my Egyptian name cishet.
my God reign because of the ass hat.
my God reign shall be wonderful, and everyone will worship me.
There we go. I do already. And Willow Schuyler says Marvel has always been awoke, and and that's one of the things, especially the foundation of it during the 60s and early 70s, that made it so amazing. And that's why I think it's really on a subconscious level why so many people love the new X-Men. The Dave Cockrum, Len Wein version, now Chris Claremont, etc. Is that these characters from all over the world were introduced into this book, and it wasn't like, attention, Storm's an African American. Hey, look at the Russian. It was like these people had a common goal. They cooperated. They became an extended family.
Yeah, and let me tell you, in the original X-Men series in the 90s, they did an episode where Wolverine essentially becomes a believer.
Yeah.
It was when he met Nightcrawler, who is a Catholic. And they did the episode. It was about religion.
Yes.
I mean, this is a 90s children's cartoon. So you talk about woke, but it's woke in the direction that you want it to be. For a lot of people. That's the problem is if it's, to me, that's an equal playing field. Let's represent everyone fairly. And they did. Yeah, and I'm for that. I think it's great.
That's what I love that about episode. 30 years later.
Exactly. Yeah. I literally watched that episode. I had forgotten about it. And when the show came on Disney Plus a couple years ago, I was rewatching it, and that episode came up, and I was shocked. I was like, I don't remember this. This is insane.
Yeah. This is too good. How did I miss this?
Very good episode. The whole show.
Excellent. Excellent. And Dave Noe says, heck, even the spirit had Ebony. Yeah, Ebony White, who Will Eisner later said, it was the way he was. Even though Ebony was shown as a very competent person, very intelligent, it still had the trappings of popular culture behind it. And he's, Will Eisner said later he wished that he had, if he could go back and redo those those old stories with him. So he didn't do character any favors.
I mean, if you look at the old Peanuts comic book strips.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, his name just escaped me. The character.
I know who you mean. I can't think of his name either. I can't think of half the Peanuts cast most of the time. Anyway.
Me either. The only one I can usually remember is Peppermint Patty, Charlie Brown, and Linus. And Lucy. Those are the only ones I remember. But
Pigpen and Schroeder are mine.
Oh, there you go. See, I didn't remember them.
See?
But yeah, like Charles Schultz and Dr. Seuss, like these men did comic strips and comic books, or children's books in the 50s, 40s through the 60s, and newspapers and I don't know. I didn't see the. I mean, obviously I wasn't around then, but you were for some of that. Was there a huge outcry back then? Well, you had the civil rights and stuff, but I mean, like,
I grew up more in the. By the time I was more aware of world events, I came in under the umbrella of the civil rights movement of the early 60s. I act like I'm older, but I'm not that old.
Franklin, someone just said it in the comments.
Franklin. Thank you,
thank
you very much. But yeah, it's but that. You just got to expand your worldview is the thing. Now, Sarah had a question here, and it was probably me talking in haste and not pronouncing it. No, it's not a minstrel show. Yes, Carl, I did mean minstrel show. And Sarah wonders what that was. And like music and dancing, especially from earlier times. Sarah, if you ever see The Jazz Singer with Al Jolson, the very first synchronized sound movie, that will give you an idea of what minstrel shows were like. Okay. And it's not a good thing.
Every time someone says minstrel, I just think of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yes.
and they ate their minstrels.
Right. That's right. I just think of it anyway. And they don't want to understand people. And I think you've hit on it.
Yeah.
Sir. I think you've hit on it. They don't want to understand people. And like I said earlier, and I talk about this a lot when people go through their creative journeys, that some people will be held back because other people don't want you to change. They don't want you to become successful because they think you ought to be doing something else that's more in line with what they believe, or that you are doing something that will upset their view of the world so much that they're not going to have it. When I started doing this full time 12 years ago, I had people, trying to pull me down, but I'm stubborn, fortunately.
But you fought the man.
I fought the man. I fought the woman. I fought anyone that get in my way.
Brian just punching out ladies in streets. No,
that's right. Any one of them, by God, get in my sights, and we're pummeling. But it's the thing that some people, and mostly it's the people who would call other people snowflakes.
Oh,
and I think they just don't want to see their world change at all. And that's the sort of person I'm targeting. Anyway,
those are the people you need to push back on.
Yeah,
right?
and who cares?
Earlier when I said some people are just bigots and racist,
right?
I would even say some people are bigots and racist and don't realize it.
Right, and everybody, I think, most everybody has a little streak of that in there. Like the song from Avenue Q, everyone's a little bit racist sometimes.
Yes.
And sometimes we need to have our eyes opened. I know that over the course of my life, I've had, I've had people sit me down and say, you can't really be thinking like this. And I'm like, okay, you're right.
And I'm so thankful for people like that in my life.
Who will just my mother was like that.
Yeah, will just grab me by the arm, pull me close and say, I don't think this is what you mean, but I think you need to know this is how it is. I love people like that. Because you're not yelling at me and make me feel like a turd, but at the same time, you're not letting me stay in ignorance. And that's great.
Yes.
But a lot of people, ignorance is bliss. So they like that, so nah.
And they want everyone around them to be as stupid as they are.
Exactly.
So yeah, I hear you. And Dave Noe says, I think many have problems with changing already established characters. Yeah, I agree with you. They do. My thing is, though, why can't you have different iterations of a character that, and this could be a subject right there, different iterations of character for everyone. Why can't you have like right now, one of the more popular iterations of Superman is a black version of him.
Oh, I love him.
He's a great character.
Yes.
He embodies all the qualities of the original Superman, the OG Superman, while having a different perspective on it.
Val Zod, right? That's his name?
No, Val Zod is General Zod. Val Zod is the kid.
Oh, okay.
The son of Ursa and General Zod. And yes, this is what pollutes my thoughts at night. But anyway,
well, you're the Superman expert. I can't remember what this fellow's name is. But I love his suit. It's cool. Yes. I like it.
It's a beautiful suit.
It is.
And when they announced that, James Gunn was thinking of like going ahead and greenlighting the that version of Superman, I'm Michael like, B. Jordan. Go.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan. Oh hell, I would pay more than matinee prices to hear him read my laundry list. He is so good. Yeah. He is so good. And Carl Witzman makes a good point. In other media, people have had issues with the Doctor and Doctor Who becoming a woman and now being black. And the actor has, came out last year as being gay. So they can't identify with a character that isn't like them. And why, my thing is, why do they have to? Why does not everybody has to be white? You. Why does everybody be heterosexual?
Right. That's what I'm saying. You just enjoy the differences.
Yes.
You get to know the differences. That's because here's the thing: for every character, every different character than you represents thousands of people.
Yeah.
That you could get to know and understand better.
Yeah.
If you just pay attention to this character.
Exactly. And Nick, we're glad you're back with us. Thank you for the show on Saturday. You were awesome. Check out Nick Tucker. Never mind the Furthermore Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern, and also for the Historical Fencing Guild Friday nights at 8. And the more the far right comes out in protest over something woke, says Willow Schuyler, the more I view them as the Friends of Humanity group from the X-Men. Thank you very much.
Oh, my goodness.
God Loves, Man Kills, one of the best stories ever done.
Yeah, and somehow Mike Pence looks like every single senator that's wanted to hurt the X-Men ever.
That's funny, isn't it?
And politics aside, just physically, the man looks like those characters. He really does. Yeah, I don't know. I love. Oh God Loves, Man Kills. That is such a good book.
Yeah, it is. That is like, to me, that's the pinnacle of X-Men, to be honest.
Very good.
Really very good stuff. And quote the Raven, Louis Bright Raven says, I don't really care about these rebooted changed characters, but then like Morph didn't care about him to begin with. Now that's fine. You still have the characters you do. My X-Men is Claremont from 74 to about 1987, 88-ish. After that, not really caring. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's people that followed me on that book. That's I stuck around with Claremont's X-Men all the way up to when Scott Lobdell took over.
Yeah, I was introduced to X-Men from the Claremont Jim Lee Mutant Genesis.
Oh yeah,
that was my introduction to X-Men. What an introduction, visually speaking.
Oh yeah. And Sarah says they've gone too far to the right. OMG, I've been subjected to it too often that it's eye-opening in a very disturbing way. Agreed. Anyway, I've had very scary encounters with that topic. So have, I think a lot of people have. And
I think at this point we all have.
Yeah, and we're, it's us pushing back now. And, wait a second. I have a request here.
Oh, no.
All right, that was for you,
When was the last time you did that?
Actually, the day I got the first copy.
Oh.
And I sent her a picture of it. I take care of my people. I'm taking care of my people. And hey, all the chat is
Brian has an account on Only Spines now.
Yeah, really, yeah. Only fans for my feet and only spines for my tongue. But anyway, Nicholas Tucker says, hey, all in the chat, it is interesting to hear folks' opinion in a civil manner when it isn't mid-argument and or excessive. And Nick, I want to thank you for saying it, and everyone in the chat again. Thank you. Thank you.
That's
all.
What this show is for, too.
Yeah.
Like we're here. We're not. Look, like obviously there are certain people that should be bashed. I mean, there is a right and wrong that exists. Right. But like But like, we're not here to poo-poo on anything. We're here to celebrate stuff. It's not always going to be comics, but like, it's just, and it's not always going to be this controversial either. Sometimes we might just be like, what's your favorite movies? Like that, like, but when we come to the table about serious topics, you can talk to each other and have a conversation, disagree and be respectful, and still not hate each other when it's over.
Yeah. Right? And now honestly, people in the chat cannot know how much I've learned from them in the last 7 years from just talking with them and us talking reasonably and calmly and agreeing to disagree when the time comes. And if somebody comes, I've had people who have come on here, blithering a-holes, both guns firing, shooting from the lip, and letting their prejudices show. And we have we wield the ban hammer with, no mercy. Yeah. But to everyone who can come in here, have a civil conversation and talk to other people, express themselves, and listen to other people expressing themselves. Seriously, Brian's right. We cannot love you guys enough. You guys are amazing. Kelly Austin says, remember Star Trek, The Undiscovered Country, and one of the best lines from the movie. Some people can be frightened of change. And Nick Tucker, I think this is great. Representation needs to be real, not a gimmick.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. And so we have a Facebook user says, we're awesome. Thank you, Facebook user. So are you. And the Woke Breaker. Oh, I like your name already. Hello.
Oh, wait, Chad. I think I know who that was. I think that was Andy.
Okay.
Andy Bove.
Okay, Andy. Good to have you here, brother. And we hope you are enjoying this conversation here, because we are. And Willow Skyler says, hell, Canada and Bell Media are the biggest culprits for taking profits during Pride Month. Bell Canada,
we've got plenty here too.
Like Brian was saying, it can be exploitive, and like I said, I didn't want to be tarred with that brush, so I made a conscious decision not to do it. So,
you know what? I think you deserve a Snickers for that.
Well, thank you. I'm not even mad.
You treat yourself.
Thank you.
Do it.
I will, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Nick says, I think that too often the shift was poorly written. We don't need to pull down others to bring others up. Amen. Yeah. And the Woke Breaker says, the way the term is used now, no, it wasn't woke. Same as Star Trek. Trek has always been naturally progressive. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But it wasn't shoving it down your throat. It was organic. That's why you had people of different nationalities wandering the bridge, and no one made a big deal about it, because that was the accepted way for the time, showing us that is the accepted way it should be now.
Exactly. That's the thing is, like, in Memoirs of an Angel, The Great Pilgrim, coming out this summer on Kickstarter, I have a diverse cast of characters. Half of them aren't even human, and but the humans who make up different, diverse ethnicities, they're just normal people. I don't go out of my way to highlight those things, not in a I'm colorblind kind of way, but as in the essence of a person, the essence of a human being isn't defined by what they look like.
Exactly.
And that's the point, right? And I think Woke Breaker, I think that is very much what you're getting at. I think that's great.
Yes, and thank you for joining the show. Yeah. And Pigpen or Franklin. Franklin was it. Thank you. And Dave Noe, Franklin was the name of the pianist. Schultz got in trouble for insisting on having a black character. That's true.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get at, and I got sidetracked with the name. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the Woke Breaker says an X-Men was almost a 1-for-1 in the 90s show, and they didn't write down to children. They wrote it to where you can appreciate almost even more as you get older. It's kind of like what Stephen Moffat used to say about the best Doctor Who, that it was complex enough for children to enjoy and simple enough for adults to understand.
Yep.
Yep. And Sarah says spot on to me. Thank you. They want me to fit into the beliefs I grew up being taught. It's difficult downsizing my things to go toward finer optimism. I think that's what it stands for. For my upbringing, let me be me. Yeah, that's gotta be it. No, we love you, Sarah. We love you. And in a comment to Dave, Woke Breaker says that era his editor was trying to toe the line. Be careful in how to introduce Franklin. And this is a good comment here, because tokenization is lazy. I know I came in here with the name Woke Breaker, not trying to cause issues, just chatting. Well, you are welcome, and again, like we said, thank you for you've been very respectful, and as long as you do, you've got a home here, okay? And Sarah's had to like dope herself up because some of these guys can get aggressive. So yeah, and we agree with Sarah. You're not causing for problems with your name, promise. And there's much worse out there in your YouTube name, that's for sure. Oh boy, yeah. And says Nick, see you tomorrow. And don't shy away from it. And has that book right next to you. Well, cool. I hope it's the one we were talking about, the X-Men one. And a lot of these things will bring a personal situation. Don't mean to be like, no, Sarah, this is fine. This is one of those things, and I know you've got the coping mechanisms. It's sometimes good to revisit these things and see how far you have come. And let's see, here we go. Yay, BKM, and you're welcome, Carl. Thank you. She's my cheering section. And only spines. Oh dear, my spine tingles. Wait, that may be more. We'll talk the next time we see each other. Anyway, Sarah says, some of these talks need to happen to discuss like adults. Yeah, seriously. And when I write, I say it like it is. That's why we love you. Regardless who doesn't like what I'm disguising my social injustice as, I fight back against the bad through my books. If someone doesn't like it, oh well. You and me both, girlfriend. And respecting each other's boundaries, nailed it. Yeah, exactly. And Nick says, because I travel through so many circles, I see the dangers of the extremes and tribalism. And I watch. And you're here in Ashland, Kentucky. The battle continues. I'm in Indiana. I understand. And
Louisville, Kentucky. I mean, I'm still, we're definitely much more urban and progressive here. We're a blue dot in a red state, but it's still here. I mean, yeah.
We're kind of like that in Lafayette too. We've got a pride organization that has an office downtown on Main Street.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a really cool group. They really are great. And there are people who it's pretty much a waste of time to talk to about some topics. Got to pick your battles because it won't change anything with the wasted energies. Exactly, because some people, again, don't want to change, and the only change they want to see is you to their opinion. So, and I will also never forgive Marvel for the Hail Hydra moment. I will, because it was part of a very good storyline. Yeah. Just taken out of context, yes, I agree with you. But in light of the 11 issues that followed it, it made sense. So I would say go back and reread the original, or at least the trade paperback someday, Nick. That's what I did. I wanted to find out for myself, and I was pleasantly surprised. Of course, some people are just natural jerks, and someone may have worn. The day that broke in all the media news and everyone was in an uproar about it, and someone may have worn his Captain America t-shirt to his local comic shop in Lafayette and walked in the door, raised his hand, and said, "Hail Hydra!"
Oh, of course you did. Of course you did.
Oh, did I say it was me?
Oh, sorry. Of course that person did, that he who must not be named.
Yeah. And of course he didn't cackle like a fiend when he was doing it too. So anyway, and I was going to point this out. I'm so glad that you're able to speak and breathe through the show, Rodman Rabbit.
Yeah.
She sends you love. This pleases me. I hope this doesn't cause breathing problems afterwards. Love you, brother.
Yeah, so well, you know what? Here's the thing. I've finally, figured out my health, for the most part, how to rest, how to prepare for things over the last year or so. So tomorrow's my rest day. I'll be fine.
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask you. You're holding up remarkably well, and I told you I was going to keep an eye on the time, but we're having a good show.
We are having a good show. I wanted to keep going. I will have to get off here soon, though.
He said get off. Anyway, really right, Raven says, like on the Sandman live action show, people freaked out that the actress cast as Death is black. Funny thing, my dad thought the Chris Piccolo Death poster was of Janet Jackson. Weird, isn't it? Yes. Yeah.
And she did such a good job.
I've seen clips.
Loved. Oh, it's such a good show, Brian. Yeah. Honestly, my problem with the show was his eyes weren't black. That made me twitch. That was the only thing that I was.
See that?
Yeah, I was like, oh, but it's a show.
But I also get it, if the actor maybe said, "You're not putting those things in my eyes." I'm the same way.
You could just do it digitally. You don't have to wear weird. You don't have to wear doesn't have to be, Christopher Lee blood contacts.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Now the woke breaker, I think, sums it up for the whole show here. Just give me good content. I'm conservative, probably more libertarian. Amen, brother. Leave each other alone and don't aggress upon others. Plenty of things I don't agree with, but don't attack people because of it.
I think that's great.
We're glad you're here, Woke Breaker. Thank you for being here.
I'm glad you're here too.
I saw the name at first, and I'm like, okay, let's go. But you've been amazing, man. Seriously, you have been amazing. And as long as we don't make Rodman laugh too much, I can't wait to watch more of the show with you both. Well, Willow, thank you, sweetheart. We love you. We love you. And being complimented by a broadcaster of Willow's caliber, I mean, from the heart, sweetheart. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And just like Batwoman in the comics or Moondragon, they're wearing well. Do I care about lesbian this or hetero that? No, please. Right. Well, please. That's all. Oh, my God.
Exactly. That's what we want. We just want good stories. We want good characters. That's all we ask.
Yeah. And if you don't like it, just keep walking. There's got to be something for you. So, and BK, I just want to say that your health journey has been inspirational. It's got to mean you, Dawn. But it's got to mean me. All I have are bad knees and old age.
You've had some ups and downs too, man. I don't want to speak out of turn, but you've done. You've accomplished quite a bit.
And I'm only starting. Yeah, I'm fighting to the end. Your health journey has been inspirational to me. Thank you for sharing your ups and downs. Well, if we can help somebody, I think Brian's the same way. If we can, plow the path a little for somebody else that may have the same problems, or show you that, like Brian's, I think he's amazing. In so many ways. Yeah, Brian's like a compliment for me. What the hell weird world is this? But anyway, no, this guy here, like he said, he's managing his health issues and he's reporting on it all to keep us, his friends posted, for one thing. And also, if anyone is experiencing the same way, you now know there is a way to handle life and still live a fulfilling artistic life like this man is.
That's why I do it. Some of it is just frustration and I don't have an outlet. So Facebook is in my phone. And so I do it. But a lot of it, though, is not that. A lot of it really is I share a lot of my health journey because there are so many people in the same boat who don't feel like they can. They don't feel like they have a voice. They don't feel like they can do that. And it kind of gives them permission to feel certain ways. I've gotten so many people messaging me, because there have been times where I'm like, am I too much? Am I doing this?
I wouldn't know about that.
Well, yeah.
Being too much.
Am I sharing too much? Am I becoming that, pardon me. Am I becoming that, diary Facebook person? And, but I've had so many people show up in my comment section or mostly in Messenger and just say, hey, this is something that I struggle with, and because of your posts it helps me, and so I keep going, and that's why I keep doing that.
And not that it matters, Black here as well. I like the show. Well, this is our first time out. Every second of it is
the show.
Yeah, seriously, welcome. Thank you to everyone who showed up. And this is, we have as much idea of what we're doing, probably less now than when we started. So yeah, not one bit. But anyway, what helps us do a show of this caliber are people like you and Willow and Carl and Dawn and everybody here in the chat. Sarah,
show up and talk to us, because otherwise it's just us, talking
to
no one. Dark things happen.
Yeah, it'll just be the two of us playing smoochy with each other. And Brian, sure. But BKM inspires me in other ways. Oh, we'll talk about that after the show. And anyway, Wolfbreaker saying hello to Dawn. And so inspirational, Robin Rabbit, whether you know it or not. And Nick Tucker and Wolfbreaker, I'm glad you're here. Having sane folks from different spheres of influence come together Yeah, seriously, everyone grows together. I am an issue by issue guy. I always eventually fail purity tests. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you all have been a huge help in keeping me sane the last year during my own struggles. I can't thank the Rising Tide enough for what you do. Willie, you are part of it, sweetheart.
Yeah. Rising Tide is awesome.
Seriously. And we're glad you're a part of it, sweetheart. We love you. Absolutely. We really do. And in other words, don't let them go off the rails too far.
No promises there.
Yeah.
This is probably the most rail stayed show that we've had. So
ever. Between you and me, I'm
kind of surprised, to be quite honest with you.
I'm surprised
we stayed on topic as well as we did.
Yeah. It's like, what strange parallel universe is this? And Nick Taggart, yes, agreed. All the versus mentality is annoying. Yes, love hearing that. Next topic is the new Oni EC comics a real effort to reprise the concept, or is it just another pseudo horror science fiction anthology by the same boring towns? Right. Okay. Next
time will tell. Time will tell. Yeah. I'm up to talking some EC comics next time. That could be our topic next time. Okay.
Let's keep that in mind, Brian. Let's keep that in mind. Let's just say Brian's not optimistic. There are things that need to be brought to light. Sometimes this is a great first show. I can't wait for more and more. Can't get enough. Well, we can't get enough of you either. Keep this show going, says Kelly. So having to stay in bed right now is hard enough. You guys make me feel at home, and you're both super awesome.
Well, here's what you do. As soon as the show's over, start it over again. There you go.
There you go. And say, hey,
never has to end.
Before. There you go. And do you guys give writing advice? Woke breaker, you can't sit without getting writing advice here.
He is who you want to talk to about that. I'm not. I write comics well, and this is my first venture into like a novel. This man, talk to him. I'll help in any way I can. I'll help with Kickstarter launches. I'll help you there. I can do that.
Stuff. Seriously, this guy does it. Woke Breaker, friend me on Facebook, and if you ever have a question, please feel free to drop me a line. Like I say, there are no such thing as stupid questions, but I won't guarantee the answers. And because I do have one thing I do at shows that annoys some people, but it's funny. Sarah wants to know where the rails are, and let's just make it so I don't have to come in there. Thank you, Carl. We're trying to. As long as I don't fall asleep, we're good. And we don't. Donna's got it. She knows we don't need rails.
Don't need rails.
And Willow, you are an amazing individual. Your growth as a broadcaster is incredible. I'll second that emotion.
Yes,
that is so
absolutely.
Much. And
absolutely.
How much do I owe you?
Especially the cryptid shows.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I watch those on the reruns. Those
me too. So interesting.
So good. And how much do I owe you for this therapy session?
You know what? Come back.
The therapy you'll need after watching it. What?
2 weeks. That's your price. Come back. That's all.
There you go. You have to come back and tell your friends. How's that? Yeah. Just when I thought we were done. And yes, Willow was awesome. I don't think you can find anyone here who will disagree with you. And let's see. I hit the wrong button. There we go. I got 2 Brian buddies. My life is at an elevated send moment.
That's all it took? All right.
Wow. Coolness. And she's in her bed right now, but we'll leave that aside. Anyway, the Woke Breaker, fantasy-based story and comic format. We're there.
All right.
And yeah, Brian Morris puts up with my nonsense every other day. You haven't given me any nonsense yet, girl. You've been great. You are great. And look, and Kelly Austin, I gotta say, is putting together an anthology coming out soon. Yes. That it is going to be, it's chef's kiss. It is good excited. Stuff. I am too. I'm very much excited because she's been giving me the inside word on it, and it's ooh la la, if you know what I mean. Anyway,
you know more than I do. I'm jealous. Peanut butter and jealous.
Oh well, not that I would tell you once we're off the air, but anyway, Woke Breaker became his most incredible mentor I've ever had. I shouldn't have put this up there. My literal broadcast journey is nothing short of heroic. I think I had to
read that out loud. Be honest.
Maybe a little. Maybe just a little.
Deserved. Say it. It's fine.
Okay. Well, 4 years ago, I was sorely tested. And I knew I had to rise to the occasion. People needed a voice. People needed to have a place to vent.
You saved my sanity.
such as it may be.
Time and time again. Well, yes. Can you imagine it worse? Oh, goodness.
Cringe. Make a cringe-orama. And tune in Sunday to Cryptid Crunch, folks. Definitely check out this show and this lovely lady here. She is so talented, such a big heart. We love her so much. And Burning Love shows tomorrow night. Watch one and then watch the other one on the rerun. They're both tasty. And hey, hello, shower time. Thanks for not using the band hammer. Woke. You come back like this, you'll probably get a wrench.
This show goes fine. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah. You've been glorious. We are so glad to make your acquaintance. Seriously, you've been a joy. Don't forget Talker Time tomorrow, folks. And yes, let's see, today's Tuesday. That's right. Yeah, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Never mind the furthermore. And Woke Breaker, you should have seen the host that had the Never Mind the Furthermore beforehand. Oh God, he was awful. Oh God, you cringe. It's 90 minutes or more of cringe every time. Nick does a lot better job. But anyway, and Emergency Greenish Room. Oh, Emergency Greenish Room tomorrow night. Check out Uncle Carl's Secret Humor page.
There you go.
Somebody is in need, it sounds like.
And I want to add this.
Yes.
This week, and 2 nights from now, is our sister show, I guess, brother show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to be woke here, Brian. But
you're looking to me for guidance. Oh dear God.
No,
it's gonna be a long night for you, brother.
Comic Book Spectrum will happen in 2 nights from now. I will be there if I'm not dying in my bedroom on my breathing machine. I don't know if Brian will be there. He's got 1,000 things to do.
So know if he's gonna be there.
He might be there. But definitely tune in. Great show. And you got to hear Clyde's reviews. That's the only reason to be there, really.
We call him the gold standard for a very definite reason. Did you read the review he left for the Terrors?
No. Ooh, I need to. Is it on Amazon, I suppose?
Yeah,
right,
definitely. Go to Amazon, folks, and read my reviews. They're better than the book.
Good. Well, Clyde's review, Mike. Clyde's review.
Clyde is like, we call him the gold standard because he gives such in-depth, incisive reviews. He gave me 4 out of 5 stars, and I cannot disagree with him. So, anyway, Nick Tucker says, woke is great, people. Thanks for the plug. My Wednesday shows tend to run long with the art. I wouldn't know anything about long shows. Yeah, I was talking with Bobby Nash the other day. And, so we know.
If you know, you know. How long was that show? 8 hours?
5 minutes. Bobby reminded me yesterday that it was, I remembered it was 5 minutes shy of solid 5 hours.
Gosh.
And it was great. We had people that stayed the whole time. And the thing was.
What time did that end? Because it was a clever title pending, right?
Yes, I believe it was. And here's the thing, Brian, that we stayed on for an hour with each other, just talking, shooting the crap with each other.
I believe it. Yeah.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Bobby is one of the best. He really
Bobby's
is.
Great, dude.
He really is. Are you assuming the show's pronouns? Okay, I'm out.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Well. No. Okay, we got that. And Sarah says, "Ooh, and the green room is on Discord now." Yes, and yes, sibling show.
There we go. There it is.
I assume a lot, and as they say in the Long Kiss Goodnight, you know what happens when you make assumptions? You make an ass out of you and umption. Anyway, I never can figure out how to get into Discord. I has no brain on that. Sarah, I'm the same way. I'm a caveman when it comes to that. And Dawn says, I can read the phone book and I'd be hooked on listening. You and me both, sweetheart. I'm telling you, he's amazing. And I'm waiting on an animation company to get my new intro and outro done. Yes, and I'll be back with Coastal Raven. It'll keep us in the loop on this. We want to get some ears and eyes in front of you, okay?
Indeed, sir, indeed.
Yeah, and easily 5 hours can pass when we're talking. That's true. Sarah and I, we just blather on.
Time's fun when you're having flies. That's what I always say.
And I'm all about the flies. And Sarah, yeah, we can't. I'm with you, Sarah. And you got a good teacher if you got Carl helping you out there. So anyway, Brian has held on heroically tonight.
I'm alive. I feel fine. I feel okay.
You sound good. You sound good. good.
Thank you. My sultry tones.
Oh,
no,
maybe.
I feel good. I rested really good today, and I rested all day yesterday. I was in bed.
Oh wow,
all day. I kind of had to be, but I didn't push myself at all today. I even got some writing done. So yeah, I had a blast, and then I took a little 2-hour nap, and
nice.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna eat some dinner after this.
Sweet.
So, and then I'll be watching out for tornadoes the rest of the night.
So much for all these good vibes you've been getting, right?
Yeah.
And thank you, Sarah, and thank you for the great premiere episode. This has been quite enjoyable. Well, it's been great having you and everyone else on here. Thank you all for, again, engaging conversation and being civil. And if we can do it, why can't everyone? So happy to see you and hear you. Don't push too hard. I don't think you have. No, I'm leaving it alone. Anyway, no, I don't think you have to worry about that. Brian's been taking good care of himself. But yeah, I got some writing done too. Michaela, Jade, and I have been doing writing sprints with each other.
Interesting.
We set the clock for 15 minutes and then go. And then we shut up. We don't talk to anybody. We don't check our social media. We just start writing. And she had one day where she got 1,300 words down in a couple of sessions. Yeah, she was on fire. And I'm averaging between 900 and 1,200 a day now.
That's still really good. I am not that good of a writer, so there we go.
It has nothing to do with the quality. This is the first draft, so this is the word puke phase. You know, just getting it down on paper. So, but we will announce here that once I get the book mostly done, we are going to start serializing it on my Patreon page. So Jeffrey Hayes will know what he's got to draw.
There you go. Yeah.
So anyway,
another cover. I'm excited.
I am too, because he just knocked it out of the park. So first of all, let's thank everyone again. Thank you in the chat. Thank you so much. You guys and gals have been stellar, and we're going to do it again in 2 weeks. We hope you'll come with us, and we'll have a subject for you that'll be worth listening to. And if you have a subject in mind, please let one of us know, and we'll discuss maybe discussing it. Okay? I think that's fair,
we'll totally take requests or at least consider them. So yeah.
Not a problem. Maybe we'll have a night for writing. Who knows? But anyway, we want to thank, in reverse order, Jeffrey Hayes and Plasma Fire Graphics for sponsoring this show. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. When you've worked hard and you've put together a stellar book, you want a stellar cover. And Jeffrey can not only deliver that in bucket loads, he can also get you the graphics you need to sell it on social media. He's a great sounding board, and he is so easy to work with. He is an amazing collaborator. I credit him with the success of this book. He is that good. And if you want to see how good he can be for you, then check out the Facebook page for Plasma Fire Graphics, followed by a trip to plasmafiregraphics.com, and ask Jeffrey about his indie creator-friendly pricing. You'll be glad you did. That's Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters definitely to your readers. Also, we want to thank our Patreon supporters, both Brian's and mine, for helping us do what we do. And your support,
as it were.
Definitely, and it's, giving us a little attaboy every now and then, giving us some feedback, and just the fact that you care enough to support us means the world. I think I can speak for Brian on this, that it means the world to us. It really does. So if you want to check out what we do, go to www.patreon.com and look up either Brian K. Morris or Brian Rodman, both one word, individually one word, or in lowercase. Don't put Brian K. Morris, Brian Rodman, because
that doesn't exist.
It does not happen. It does not happen. And let's see. And boyfriend gone now. Pain medicine kicking in. Writing on nuts. Maybe tomorrow. Awesome premiere episode. Friends and fellow creatives, have a great night. Thank you, Kelly. Love you. And thank you, Sarah. Spectacular show. Thank you for being a part of it. And make sure you hit the like on this. Yes, on the way out, please. Yes. Whatever platform you're watching this on, like or love, or even just give us the frowny face. Just give us some reaction. And also, it's all engagement. And also one announcement that starting next month or in April, all of the stuff for my channel will go straight to YouTube. We will no longer be on Facebook. So just please make a subscription here on Facebook. It costs you nothing but a few seconds, and we're glad to have you with us on
and
this
we'll
ride.
still post the link on Facebook.
Oh yes,
in the comment section. So yeah, and that's why honestly I didn't even, when I was promoting it, I didn't even include Facebook. I just pointed everybody to YouTube because that's what the future is. So
yeah, seriously, yeah. In fact, was it a friend of mine, a friend of ours? She posted stuff about, well, I'll say it, Cindy Cap, CKOEPP.com. Check out her website. She posted a lot of stuff on Facebook about her Kickstarter campaign.
I didn't see it till the campaign was over.
Exactly. Several people told her the same thing. And when I read that, I said, okay, Facebook, screw you.
Yep.
Screw you, Facebook. Although I will buy ads occasionally. And we love you. We both love you. And Carl, you have a great evening. Donna, you too. Everyone, have a great, great evening. Oh, Brian, what you got going in your life creatively? What do you have to promote right now?
Promoting nothing immediately is coming out. However, I am working on a novelization to Memoirs of an Angel, The Great Pilgrim. It is going to be everything that you got in the comic book series, plus just a ridiculous amount more. It's heavily illustrated. It's going to be the novel for comic book readers. And I mean that. It is very much going to be a hybrid kind of book, presentation wise. Still very much prose, but I'm loving it. I'm having a blast. We're formatting it right now. I'm still writing the tail end of the book. We're shooting for a Kickstarter launch this summer for the book. Long overdue as well. So very, very excited. However, in the meantime, if you haven't already, really go to brianrodman.com. On the home page, scroll down, subscribe to my newsletter. I send one email out a month, and it's pretty lengthy. So like you can, chip through it, and I usually pick a topic that means something to me, and then I share updates and progress and exclusive content that isn't always on social media. So yeah. So that's all I have right now. How are you doing, Mr. I showed everyone the terrors 37 times tonight?
I don't know what you're talking about. Hashtag always promote. Well, right now, like I said, this is my latest release. It's been out since November, and it is doing very well at personal appearances and on Amazon, actually, of all places. But if you want a copy of The Terrors, it is available just about any place online that sells books.
Yeah, even Hoopla.
Sorry?
Hoopla as well.
Yeah, Hoopla. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Hoopla is a service that many libraries basically they finance it as an added thing for you, the patron. And my book, The Terrors, can be read for free on there. But don't worry, folks. I get paid. Trust me, I'll tell you about it sometime. But anyway, it's the book is doing great. We're 18 chapters into the sequel right now.
Wow. Well done.
Yeah.
Well
thank
done.
you. But anyway, hold on a second.
Priorities, folks. That's what I have to put up with. I asked for this show too. What's wrong?
Yeah, you did. So if you want to know who to blame now. But anyway, Terrors is available at all great booksellers and even a few lousy ones. But anyway, check out Hoopla if you want to read it for free. And also, if you go to risingtide.pub, you can sign up. I killed Brian.
I just saw Carl's comment.
I see that too now. Yeah, we'll get to it, Carl. But anyway, if you go to risingtide.pub, you can sign up for my free monthly email, which will go out on the 1st of the month around 5:15 Eastern time. Figure it out for your time zone. And sign up for that because we have an announcement how you can get a copy of The Terrors for 75% off.
Nice.
It's a limited time offer. Take advantage of me before I come to my senses. And plus, I also have another show like this on Monday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, called No Warning, because generally that's what I give you. I just show up when I feel like it. But anyway, that's what we've got going. And real fast, we're going to get through this. And I want to I'm going to mark that one. Donovan's going to give you the last word. love you all. Holy hell, I need to go through and clear things out after this. And congrats on all your work, Rodman. Proud of you. The epitome of no excuses not to be creative. I love this guy for that. And Carl responds to the tongue of terror. Yeah. You're welcome twice. The best people to mess with are those I love. That's why we mess with you, Sarah. Love you, sweetie. Pardon me. And Donna will get the last word. See everyone in 2 weeks. Later is all. Thank you, Donna. Thank you for being here, sweetie.
Nia sex time.
And on that note,
see you later.
Bring us to a halt. So, Brian, you want to take the last word, or you want me to?
You know what? I think we should both do our catchphrases. I'll go first.
You first.
Have fun. Be safe. Don't do drugs. But if you do, give me a call.
Words to live by. And as always, I tell you to stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Thank you all for being here for the premiere of Between Two Brians. We'll see you in a couple weeks with another new topic. And y'all, take care and be good. See you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
And now we got to shut up so we can close this show off.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, I will. Uh-oh. So they caught us. Uh-oh, look out.
How dare you!